Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another one. Nonprofits. You know, you'll see them advertise all kinds of things these days about helping kids, helping animals, helping the old, but one thing you won't see, at least I haven't seen this, our CEO makes $4,069,422 a year. You don't see that advertised. That doesn't sell well. Kind of gives you a rotten feeling in your stomach. But there's somebody who does get paid that at a nonprofit. We're going to get into that. And by the way, if you're one of these people that are offended by me thinking that it's outrageous because I have a moral conscience, that somebody is in a nonprofit getting over $4 million a year as a director, then this video is for you. You go ahead and be offended. I don't give a shit. I'm going to can still do my content. You can be as offended as you want to be. I don't care. The way we're being guilt-tripped by a lot of these commercials and stuff from nonprofits. Please help the people with whatever. And then you look and you see the compensation of these senior management officials, these clowns. And it just illustrates how bad the greed has really got in this country. And it just makes me want to say, hey, you're a multimillionaire. Why don't you donate? There's an IRS search tool for the nonprofit of your choosing, which I highly recommend my viewers look at before they donate to any nonprofit. And they can use this tool and figure this stuff out themselves. Now, this tool is free. It's on the IRS's website. The IRS, however, is backlogged. And what that means is that they only usually have statistics like 2022, 2023. Most nonprofits are missing the 2 or 3 most current years, but you can contact the nonprofit directly for that information. All right, starting with the American Heart Association. Nancy Brown gets $4,069,422 as compensation. By the way, if any of you guys don't believe me on this, I'm leaving links to these 990s. By the way, this was in 2022, that figure. So she's likely getting more now. I don't know, but I can guess that she's likely getting paid even more than that. How about St. Jude? Well, this poor guy. Joseph P. Taylor looks like he's the highest compensated at St. Jude. Only $2,176,046. But there's a lot of other millionaires in St. Jude besides him. There's a Charles M. Roberts. He's getting $1,182,133. Patricia A. Keel, $1,012.55. Just over that million. You got to make sure you get that $12 over so you can safely, say, look, I'm getting paid over $1 million. And then there's a couple other guys here. I count 1, 2, 3, at least 6 or 7 employees getting paid $1 million or more a year at St. Jude. Now, these companies all operate from the top down. If the top of your organization is getting paid that kind of money, seems to me that I'd be way more focused on my money every month than I would be the service given to people. I mean, if I'm getting that kind of money a month, and let's go back to Nancy Brown for a second. So $4,069,422 a year. That's $339,000 plus a month. That's $84,000, almost $85,000, a little under $85,000 a week. If I was getting $85,000 a week, I don't think I could be focused on providing the services, again, as a service to humanity in a nonprofit. But this is another example. Again, everybody's talking about the price increases and the greed and everything, and the government greed and the corporate greed and so on. The nonprofit greed's right there in front of you. because you can look this up. And this is just what the compensation is, you know, on paper that we know of. They probably have deals with other companies too. But anyway, unbelievable. Now, some of you might be asking, well, what should a director of a nonprofit get paid? Guys, I'm all about getting paid. But there's a difference between getting paid and running a nonprofit that's supposed to be providing a service, first of all. And then running that nonprofit and getting paid way beyond what is needed to sustain a decent lifestyle so that you can facilitate good service to humanity. Like if somebody is getting paid $200,000 or $300,000 a year, maybe even $400,000 or $500,000 in a really big city, that's understandable to me. You live in a big city like New York or something, $500,000 a year. I mean, it's not an incredible wage, but it's an acceptable wage. And you're going to be able to live a reasonable life. And nobody expects that you have to roll up in an old shit can car when you're going to talk to people and you're the director of a nonprofit. I understand that. I'm reasonable. So I can't tell you guys, like, you get paid $500,000, that's the limit. If you get paid $550,000, that's it. There isn't a hard and fast rule, but I can tell you what is not reasonable, and that's over $4 million a year. See what I mean? And this is just everywhere now in these nonprofits. I'm seeing more and more of this. There are sites like Charity Navigator, and then just going directly to the IRS's tool to show this. Well, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.